Hello everyone, good day. This is Hasibul Hasan Akash. First of all, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Center for Transportation and Logistics Research for providing me the opportunity to join in this competition. And now I'll describe my topic about the strategic implications of electronic bills of lading in the specific ready-made garment shipments. As I'm still now a student of Bangladesh Maritime University, and I have been working for 3 years in freight forwarding industry and serving the global key consignees. So concerned about the RMG exporting country, RMG exporting shipments. That's why I have chosen this idea to about the implementation of electronic bills of lading rather than replacing by the current paper-based bill of lading. So I'll describe or I'll present about the how these things, the electronic bills of lading can be implemented in this particular sector, and the role of this and the effect of the AI and the blockchain technology, electronic data transfer system, and various sophisticated ERP systems in which we can incorporate the electronic bills of lading. So let's start my presentation. First of all, I want to provide a brief overview about the electronic bills of lading. It is completely digital by its design. It is digitally issued, transferred, and stored, recognized under the legal frameworks. And there are several key enablers. We're leveraging technologies like the blockchain technologies, electronic data interchange, and secure platforms like the Bolero and CargoX for the verification. It will needed or it will be implemented in such kind of a digital platform in which all the stakeholders, including the shipper, the forwarders, the shipping lines, and additionally the banking sectors, all can provide their inputs and then pass it to the next way. It will require such kind of platforms. The strategic purpose is to explore how electronic BL can fundamentally reshape the efficiency, transparency, and competitiveness in the ready-made garments logistics. It will be a crucial shift from the paper-based to electronic bills of lading. The legal functionality, or obviously it serves the basic functions of which is almost served by the paper BL, current paper bill of lading, which is the receipt of goods, contract of carriage, and document of title. All of these things, basic criteria, will be served by this electronic paper bills of lading. And UK has already established its Pioneer Act, which is known as Electronic Trade Documents Act 2023, which cleared all the legal barriers to implement the electronic bills of lading global movement and paving the way has saved it and unlocking the strategic advantage of electronic bill of lading. Undoubtedly, it will increase the speed and efficiency. Instant document transfer dramatically reduces the shipment delays, accelerates the cargo clearance, and shortens the crucial payment cycles for exporters. Enhance security and securities and trust. The digital ledger technologies minimize the risk of document loss, theft, or bearing once again, and increase the level of trust between the shippers and the shippers means the exporters and the importers and all other stakeholders. And it will definitely saves the cost, the substantial cost savings, elimination of higher cost associated with the printing of the paper bill of lading, couriering, storage, and the penalties imposed linked, lost, or misdated were the paper documents. Now I'm discussing about the very specific or competitive edge of the RMG exporters perspective while implementing the electronic bill of lading. It will make the cargo clearance faster and reduced the congestion at major shipping seaports as well as the major terminals of the airports. And the credit transfer to exporters account will be much more easier. From my own experience, I have seen that the LC letter of credits have been issued, and the type of letter of credit is the back-to-back LC, in which whenever we issue the paper bill of lading, it creates some complexity between the shipper means the exporter and the banking authorities. But whenever we can implement these electronic bills of lading, whenever the banking authority or the financial organizations or institutions are very much who are very much aware of that authenticity and the transactions, then it will be much more easier to settle up the transactions or payment from the and settle up the credit to the exporter's account. Additionally, the electronic bill of lading will facilitate the importing of raw materials in air transportation. Whenever we have seen that in but the raw materials like the raw materials and the supported products like the G parts, chains, tag labels, hang tag, etc. are exported from the basic exporting and importing countries from the China, Vietnam, or Thailand, or such kind of countries, in which the air it is transported by the air transportation mode. So whenever the bills of ladings are issued, and it provides a very time lengthy procedure and some complexities to get the customs documents whenever obtaining this paper bill of lading, but it will be eliminated when the customs and the port authorities all are engaged in this particular platform of bill of electronic bill of lading. And one more options will be if an availed that when the in many cases the bill of ladings should be amended, but whenever we need to amend the bill of lading after starting the voyage or sailing the vessel, it creates a lot of complexity. It creates a lot of complications from both the parties of the freight forwarders of the exporting hub and the carriers or the bill of lading issuers. But when we can implement this electronic bill of lading, it will be much more easier for both all the stakeholders to amend the bill of lading at any time without any massive cost, and it will ultimately makes this entire flow very smooth and cost effective. In my last slides, I have already stated some of the major advantages or prospects of the electronic bills of lading, but although it has right now, we have some major challenges in uh, major challenges to implement the electronics bill of lading in ready-made garment sectors, which are as follows: like the digital preparedness, a persistent lack of awareness and low digital readiness among the smaller exporters, the SME organizations, and the local forwarders, which hinders the widespread adoption of the bill of lading in immediate situations. Another one is the legal and regulatory gaps. In many jurisdictions, gaps in national legislation on clarity of electronic document recognition create hesitation for all the major parties. There are also some security and major privacy risks and resistance to change. It also faces some of the interoperability issues. But also there are some strategies for effective implementation of the electronic bills of lading. That's the policy and legal endorsement. The government bodies, the stakeholders parties, the trade associations like the BGMA, BKMA, or other trade unions must formally endorse and integrate the EBL electronic bills of lading into the domestic legal framework and trade rules. And must we need to invest in the digital infrastructure, the digital platforms that fully integrate with the customs authorities. Our customs has already implemented the SI World systems, and the port authorities being on the way to incorporate the national single window. Whenever we can implement this electronic bills of lading, it can integrate and it can be incorporated within these systems. It will be a major blend. And stakeholder training is one of the major part. Implement the mandatory training capacity building and the training programs for all the operational staffs, exporters, shipping agents, and logistics partners are very much mandatory. And global platform collaboration is one of the major things. So now I want to conclude that EBLs is the future to prove the RMG trade. Digital transformation is the gateway to global competitiveness. Whenever we want to be competitive compared to my other compared to our other competitors, it's very essential to adopt the digital transformation. So adopting bill of electronic bills of lading will lead us to the faster growth, and it will reduce risk with enhanced competitiveness. That's all from my part. So I am thanking once again the Center for the Logistics and Transportation Research. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your patience. Thank you everyone. Good day.